We're with Steve Conte. Now, Steve, what we do here on the Big Fat American Rock Show, and as we talk to our audience, we let the artists come in and do their rock and roll resume. This way, it makes it so it's easier for me to do, and you have to do more of the work. Well, you know, someone's got to know what you're up to these days, and a little bit of your history.
Oh, talk about myself.
Yeah.
Oh, how dull. Okay.
I don't think
Hi,
it's
everybody.
so dull.
No,
Come
I'm
on.
teasing, but I've done it a million times, but your listeners may not know me. So, everybody out in Radio Land, I'm Steve Conte. Let's see, my resume in 60 seconds. Currently with Michael Monroe and my own band, Steve Conte NYC, or just Steve Conte, the solo project. Before that, I was with New York Dolls. Before that, Willie DeVille, Paul Simon, Billy Squire, Peter Wolf, studio musician. I played on records by Maceo Parker, Billy, Peter, who else you might know? Tons of...
Well,
nobody good, though, you know.
Well, no, I'm just
Phoebe
amazed.
Snow I worked with for years because she was my vocal mentor, one of my favorite singers ever. I've been doing stuff like that, studio work and film and television soundtracks. I just came from a film festival in Jersey last night, the Golden Door Film Festival, Jersey City, where my video for my latest single, Gimme Gimme Rockaway, was featured. It kicked off, actually, their whole 4-night film festival in Jersey City.
Where'd you grow up?
Beautiful. I'm from upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
I lived there till I was about 9, up in Utica area, Buffalo, up there. And then moved to Matawan, New Jersey.
Oh,
and
exit 117.
Exit 117, 120, depending on which way you're coming. And I went to high school there and Rutgers, and then moved to the city.
What were the radio stations that you would listen to growing up?
WNEW, of course.
Right. Any PLJ?
I listened to PLJ, in a pinch.
Right.
That was more like the hit radio.
Yeah.
So, PLJ, and there was another one, WAPP.
I remember New York's Apple, the commercial-free summer, and then when they started running commercials, they got no ratings, so they had to change the format. Then before that, there was 1019 PIX. Remember, it was a heavy metal station?
Oh, no, I don't remember that one.
Oh, man, that was great.
No, but NEW was my home.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I knew all the DJs. I mean,
right.
I was so heartbroken when I found out about Dave Herman a couple years ago.
Oh,
horrible. Scott Muni was my that soothing voice, and Allison Steele would put me to sleep. And,
right.
So
yeah,
all those guys, Pete Fornatell,
yeah.
and who I got to do an interview with the Dolls, and Dan Neer and Richard Neer, and everybody.
And I worked with all of those guys, and I worked with Scott Muni for many years. He was a great friend of mine. But I'm still a little upset at Dan Neer because I was in college having a really bad day, and it was in the early 80s. It was April Fool's, but I didn't realize it was April 1st. And he starts going off about a big announcement about Led Zeppelin, as if there's going to be...
What year?
Probably 82, 81, 82, maybe 83. I don't remember. It was the early 80s. So I'm thinking that Led Zeppelin is going to get back together with a new drummer, Carmine Appice or whoever they were going to put in the lineup. I'm sitting there. I'm having a really bad day. Right? Really bad day. I'm sitting in this playground area where they shoot basketball. It's night, and I'm listening to the radio, only to find out it was an April Fool's joke. Jerk. But he's a great disc jockey. When I was listening to the radio growing up, much like you, we did have NEW, but earlier than that was either ABC or NBC.
Oh, the AM stations.
Right,
yes.
the AM stations.
Yeah, when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, those were
right.
WABC, ding dong.
Ding dong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was it? Harry Harrison.
Well, you had Harry Harrison and Ron Lundy. Hello,
Lundy.
Love. Dan Ingram. Ingram
yeah.
Flingram. Scott Muni was on in the early 60s. They did Night Scotland Yard. But yeah, so there were those personalities on ABC, and then there was NBC where you had Imus in the Morning,
NBC.
Cousin Brucey,
Right.
Vernon with a V, Oogie Pringle. I couldn't believe that I still remember the lineup, and we would fight as kids. Like, what was the better station?